On the program today, I'm pleased to welcome David Grossman. He's the CEO and president of Renue Systems and a valued member of ISSA. David, hello.
Hi, Jeff. Good to be here.
Good to have you. And thank you for your support over the years with ISSA. And it was good to see you at the most recent ISSA show to catch up there. So we're just going to talk about your company a little bit and get to know Renue Systems a little more than we have. And what does Renue do? Tell us about your company and who you serve.
Sure. Yeah, we are a 32-year-old company that is highly specialized. We started out, though, as a just general cleaning company, cleaned restaurants and homes, and frankly, whoever let us in and paid us for it. But even back then, over 30 years ago, we saw how competitive cleaning is, and as many of us know, has only gotten more so. So fairly early on, our founder, who's still very active and integral to our company, he had the foresight to try to specialize. And around that time, picked up a first hotel customer who asked us to do a small project for them, and the light bulb went off. So ever since then, we've been highly specialized on the hospitality industry. So we service the 3, 4, 5-star big branded hotels, many of which you're familiar with, Hilton and Hyatt and Marriott and Intercontinental and Radisson and Four Seasons and a number of other the hotels, and almost all of those we are their preferred vendor. So we do a lot of specialized deep cleaning projects for them. Because we've been focusing on this one customer base, we've designed our chemicals, our processes, equipment, very much with them in mind. And so that's what we do. And we've also broadened not only our services, but we now have a number of different offices around the country and even in a few other countries. So we have 30 locations, and we're primarily a franchise base, but with the initial office in Chicago, not far from where you are, Jeff. That's a company-owned store, and the rest are franchised to folks that come to us with a whole wide variety of backgrounds that we think are good for us, and then we train them and support them and work very closely with them to hopefully build successful businesses.
That's the key. That's the point. Yeah. What do you do for these hospitality locations, these hotels? Are you cleaning the rooms? What are you doing?
We clean almost every area inside and even outside the property. So a lot of it, you're right, is in the guest rooms: carpets, drapes, tile and grout, or marble in some cases, upholstery, mattresses. Then we'll do the common space, whether it's the hallways or the lobby. Lots of different surfaces there. Often there's stone there. Okay. We'll do meeting rooms, the big banquet rooms, lots of stains and things like that. And we actually, the last 2 years, we got into kitchen cleaning, which has opened up a whole new revenue stream in hotels and even actually outside hotels. But so we'll do a lot of in the kitchen. And then even outside, some pressure washing, but inside it's just a wide variety of services, lots of stains, lots of odors. We do chandelier cleaning, escalator cleaning. So by being very close to our customers and knowing their needs, it's helped us identify new opportunities to help them and certainly help our franchisees grow their businesses.
I noticed you mentioned stains twice, David, twice.
Should I do them again?
No, the point is stains are, that's what we focus on, right? You walk into a room, there's a carpet, there's stains, or even stains on other surfaces. So no, it's cool you specialize, and that means a lot, I imagine, to your company, that you focus on a certain segment of the industry, a certain vertical, and you can really understand that vertical. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, we find that knowing our customers very well gives us a few advantages. One is that we know how they're operating. Like I say, we use, as an example, portable units primarily because the hotels don't want the truck mounts with all the hoses running inside the properties generally. So just one example of how we designed our processes, equipment, chemical around them to meet their needs. And we anticipate their needs, and in many cases kind of help them with challenges that we know that they're going to face to be more proactive.
Mhm.
This has also enabled us to develop good relationships within this industry, and that spreads around and helped our reputation. So, not saying that there aren't other people that do, we do, but we've really developed a nice leadership position in this niche that we've helped create.
Yeah, it's working. So congratulations on that. Let's talk about your ISSA connection. That's how we're talking today because of our relationship with Renew and ISSA. How much do you value that, and has it helped with your business?
Yeah, it's helped a lot, and we value it very highly. As you mentioned, saw you at your annual US show, which is invaluable for networking, seeing our vendor partners, exploring other possible options, but even seeing people that we know in the industry, very valuable. In fact, so valuable that we our annual franchise convention is almost always designed around ISSA. So this year it's in Chicago, our hometown also. And next year we'll be following you to Las Vegas. So very valuable. We also like the training and just the imprimatur of having ISSA kind of membership, I think, kind of opens up some doors, and we're real pleased about that.
Yeah, I saw some pictures on social media of your conference, your convention. Looked like you had a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time, and hopefully people even learned a few things.
Well, there's that too. You hope people learn something, take home or go back to the office with some
Mhm.
strategy. Let's talk about milestones. You said your company's 30 years.
Yeah, we're just over 30 years.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you.
That's a good milestone. ISSA as an association has been around 100 years in 2023, next year, depending when you're watching this. But 2023, 100 years. What are your thoughts on that and just these milestones that we're seeing in the industry?
Yeah, well, I congratulate you as well. The what we're seeing in the industry, um, I think if nothing else, and it's not nothing else, but this pandemic, this horrible pandemic we went through, really shows the value of what we do,
Mm.
right? And not just Renew do, but what you do and just our broader industry does is that we were deemed an essential industry to be able to keep operating during COVID, and there was a lot of value and the ability for us to do, as example, a lot of the disinfecting work, which is not something that we typically do because we haven't seen a lot of demand historically, but working with you and some of our vendor partners, we were able to pivot and heavily help our customers and even other folks with make it through the pandemic in an easier fashion. So cleaning industry isn't going away. You always need a local presence. You're always going to need some cleaning. It may change a little bit, and our processes may change, and hopefully the equipment continues to evolve and improve over time. Same thing with the chemicals, but again, a lot of industries come and go a lot easier, but I think cleaning will be one of the last ones that goes away. Again, we will evolve, and hopefully we will continue to evolve with the industry. But it's certainly needed, and I can't see that it won't be. Needless to say, the biggest challenge I think many of us are facing is the labor situation. As an example, the ISSA has been helpful where we've been using some technology where we can, such as in isolated cases where it's good with our customers, we'll use truck mounted units as an example. So to help where we can improve productivity in
Mhm.
our labor. But certainly labor a challenge, but we're dealing with that fairly well. And I think a lot of it comes down to how you run your business to keep your employees and keep a happy team.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's always challenges, and cleaning is, the essential business you mentioned during the pandemic. Not everyone, depending what state you're in or which country, was deemed essential. Sometimes there were challenges with that, but as an industry, we came together and made that clear that we are essential. So team effort for sure.
Mhm.
Uh, David, let's talk about business strategies, because those watching this, they see Renue Systems as a success story. Besides what you've already shared, any tips on building a business, things that other companies can do? Not that you're training your competition, but trying to help.
Yeah. Well, we are very responsive to our customers. So I mentioned it was not only we specialize in a small number of customers, one industry and a little bit in adjacent industries, but the that gets us to, as I mentioned, know them very well. So we not only can help them where we can, but we know who to contact. We know what their needs are, and when they have a challenge, we're on it right away. So the responsiveness is very much desired. I'm not saying we're at 24/7. All our employees have to be 24/7, but we don't let the grass grow underneath us. We are very responsive to them. We're also very responsive to our franchisees, to their individual needs to help them grow. So I think I know it sounds silly and trivial and easy, but just being very responsive, answering in a timely manner, getting out and doing it right. And if there's a challenge, we like to say that we run at problems, not away from problems. So we all know that not every time one of our projects is going to be 100%. We'll give it 100% effort, but sometimes we fall short. Maybe it's our fault, maybe it's not. But regardless, if the customer's not happy, we get out there and do our best to fix it in a very timely manner. And this, turning lemons into lemonade is something that we really focus a lot on, and our customers appreciate it. So I think that's something that in a service business, particularly, being very responsive to your customer, again, sounds simple and sounds trivial, but it goes a long way. Over communicating with them, being proactive about any issues we see, or just over communicating on scheduling or updating them on situations. I think that's another thing our customers really appreciate from us. Even if we're not going to make any extra money from certain projects or certain work that we do for them, by showing that we really have their I guess their concern in our mind goes a long way to building the relationships that we have with them.
So you call it simple. Maybe it is, but if everyone was doing it, it wouldn't matter. But I see a lack of responsiveness, communication, not just in our industry, but with any company you deal with. It's a problem.
Yeah.
So your solution may be simple. You've said that, but very valuable. The simple things can make the difference. I feel that way.
Yeah.
What about scaling a business? Any tips with that? Because you mentioned labor is an issue. We need more workers, but if you're going to scale a business, what tips can you share with that?
Yeah, I think a lot of it relates to the last question, relationships. The way we treat our customers, we've been able to develop some nice relationships. I'm not going to say that in every case the relationship wins out over factors such as pricing,
Mm-hmm.
but it goes a long way, and certainly helps us choose the customers that we like Why I say this is that scaling a business, one way of scaling it is geographic, right? So um, having nice relationships with customers, particularly national, or in our case, international customers like Marriott and Hilton. When we open a new location, we're able to use these relationships to jumpstart our new offices by introductions to, say, hotels in that area and in their location, and getting our foot in the door to these new potential customers. So I think the relationships have helped us a lot. Our expertise in having done this for over 30 years, opening up over 30 offices, we have a pretty good sense as to the challenges that we're going to meet, and we're very upfront with our new franchisees, or you could say in some cases new employees, very upfront about here are the challenges, and here are the benchmarks that we should anticipate being at, and let's keep communication open between us. And if we're not meeting certain benchmarks, we should talk about it. So being very open with our employees, our franchisees, and really trying to keep the common goal of let's try to succeed, as opposed to point fingers or something when challenges happen, which inevitably they do. So it's the relationships. I think it's the way we treat not relationships with our customers, but it's not only with them, it's also with our employees and our franchisees that go a long way to show that we're really here to support them. And I think just having these processes in place is from doing this for so many years, and being able to replicate those processes when we bring in a new franchise or new employee, that takes away a lot of the challenges, right? I mean, if we can tell you how to do the cleaning, then you can focus more and more of your time on building the business, not working in the business, and doing that with our support. So that's what we really try to do is try to work with our employees, our franchisees, to minimize the kind of the non-value add work and focus more on how do we grow the business. There's a lot to that, but at a high level, I think that's the approach that we generally take.
Good stuff, David. Let's talk. You mentioned you're in other countries as well. Any countries you're in that maybe I haven't been to?
I haven't seen your passport, but we are north of the border. We're in Canada. You've probably been there.
Been there, David.
You may have been to France. We're in Paris, and looking to continue to expand into Europe. And we're in the Middle East. We're in Qatar, a small country that you may not have been to.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on that. How did that come about?
Yeah, that came about. Believe it or not, that came to us through an intermediary based in all places of Cyprus. Don't ask for the backstory on it, but it's someone we knew who was based there, and has shown us some interesting potential partners, and this was a great fit for us. So it's two successful entrepreneurs who live in Doha, although originally from Egypt, and they've been in Doha for a number of years, and they were looking for a specialized business that they could learn to operate and own. And so hearing about us, and just the light, just the connection was made, and the more we got to know them, we liked them, and vice versa. And that's where we are. It definitely was challenging at the beginning, figuring out chemicals, equipment, and all that. But we're really good troubleshooters, and made our way through it, and got them up and running, and helping them get some customers. A lot of nice hotels there, and I think the moral of the story is that, keep an opportunistic approach and rub people the right way, and maybe sometimes some interesting opportunities will land in your lap.
Absolutely. Well, that's a cool story. And you never know where you might end up when you have a franchise system. There's so many opportunities. Maybe you should have your convention conference there in the future. I'm not sure if ISSA
Yeah.
will end up there, but
Yes. Right. Well, if you have your event there, we'll do our best to follow you there too.
Okay, we're going to take this offline and we'll figure that out in the future. So, um, well, David, we appreciate you visiting with us today. Maybe you could wrap up with some final thoughts from you. Maybe talk about your favorite part of the industry. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, my favorite part, the cleaning vendors and so forth is an interesting crew. But focusing on our customers, the hospitality industry, and this is not something I really thought of before I got involved 13 years ago, is a very upbeat industry. You think about the people attracted to it. So I love interacting with our customers. They're very service oriented, people oriented, and that makes our relationships go even much more smoothly. So I enjoy that. I love my team, our franchisees, our people, and I don't just say that but I really think we've built a nice culture and are bringing in the people that we think add to that culture as well. So it's the people that we deal with that really are a lot, and I like to see them grow. I mean, whether we grow, I grow, I do a lot of reading, a lot of conferences, try to learn a lot, really push that amongst our team to grow personally and physically and professionally, I should say. And it's great when we see their businesses. When someone comes and we're opening up a new franchise, they have zero revenue and get their first customer, get excited, get their second, third, get repeat work from their first, and grow over time. I mean, that to me is just very exciting and rewarding, because I know people are putting a big bet on us and putting a lot of time and money and livelihood at stake, and a lot of pressure that we have, and to see it succeed and us maybe having a little bit of a role in that is just fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I know you're proud of that, and congratulations on your successful company. And we'll enjoy a couple anniversaries in the future as well together. So keep up the good work.
I look forward to it. Thank you for all your help, Jeff. You're a great advocate for our industry.
Absolutely. Talk to you later.